Alright guys, I am back. Sorry about that. The game actually crashed when I went to reload, so yeah, like I said, it's having issues, but when it's not crashing, it's running smooth. There's my amethyst bar. It's not running, or when it's not kicking me off, it's running really smooth. Okay, so this character, I'll just use whatever. So this is one of the icons I was telling you about that appear over the player's heads. But this character is okay. We're gonna go ahead and go into the Nerf buttons for this guy. His sequence is a lot more complicated, I guess. So let's go Nerf buttons and 16 load. Now, what I couldn't figure, there is a way you can set it up to where if you have an attack that requires a position, you can set up one of the conditions for it. I don't know which one it is. I've looked online, and there's not. I'm trying to do as clear of a walkthrough and as instructional video of this as I can, but I'm gonna actually get on another character and set up a whole bar so you guys see, how it goes. But I wanted to show you guys a couple of them that were set up already, so you can get a basic idea of what this does. But like I said, there's one where you could set up where things are positional, but I do not have that set up yet. So you can see I do have this, so I have to press this button here, and then every other button will be 4. But since I'm not going to be able to get behind, oh no. Okay, so like I said, just goes through all the attacks, and you can watch the icon change to the attack that's next in line. You see, you do it slowly here. Now, when the combat is over, it does reset to the default one. That's why you've seen it switch real quick. It doesn't mean the ability is not going off. It is going off. In fact, it just shows that it just switches back to the initial setup. So I have these set on a 5-second cooldown. This one, because this has no cooldown and this is in the middle, this has a 9-second damage over time. I set it for 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, I could, you know what? Let's do this here. I actually want to change that. I'll change that to 7 seconds. Just because you got these other ones that are on a 5-second cooldown. So this one's on a 10-second cooldown. Coordinating strike. Oh. This is... Wait a minute. Is my coordinating strike going off? I said I was working on all this before the game went down, so I didn't get a chance to perfect everything. So yeah, coordinated strike is still going off. So I'm not sure though. That shouldn't be. Let me see how I have that set up, because this should be. This is on no cooldown. There is no. So this actually should. This should actually be there, and that should be there. Save, reset, create. And let's see. I mean, it was going off. There's probably no reason for me to change it. But we'll see if this works out better. So, chop. Lion's Fury. Leave Limb. Yeah, so it's putting those on there. I'm not seeing coordinated strike going off. Huh. Fight, strategy training, line training. Ah, there we go. I guess I was just killing them too fast. So coordinated strike does go off. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up another character, and I'm gonna go ahead and walk you guys through the process of setting up Nerf buttons. It isn't super complicated, but you do kind of got to know what you're doing. It took me a while to learn, how to set things up, and a lot of trial and error. I think I spent, not even kidding, about 5 hours. The last day it was up, that's what I was doing, and the fact that it kept crashing and everything was impeding process. But the last day it was up, that's what I was doing with these characters, was I was trying to get these add-ons set up. So let's go ahead and go to should I set up one of my let's go ahead and set up on a destruction character, because I don't believe I have any of my destruction characters set up, because I just don't like destruction. So we're going to go ahead and do this, because I think it'd be easier to start with a fresh canvas. Man, so this finger surgery, this hurts. They took my nail off and cut like halfway down to the middle of the second digit, and I had to get something off from under there. All right, so you have to excuse me. My nose is last night was rough, guys. Okay, so I already cheated. I already know what buttons I have set up for here. So we'll start with the healing. All right, so for healing, this is how you want to set this up. I'm just gonna pull all my healing abilities over there once I find them. Okay, throw that on there. Restoring essence. Oh, patch wounds, I gotta put that on as well. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. My dog started barking because another dog was going by, and of course, no dogs can walk past my house because my dog is stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do some heavy editing of that. Nerf buttons, healing. Ugh. All right. So we need Can's invigoration, patch wounds, restore essence, and so. No, that's the heal. Okay, so soul infusion, restore essence. Okay, yeah. All right. So now to set this up, we want patch wounds to be cast first, and then we want soul infusion, and yeah. Okay. So now this automatically won't cast on a target unless he has a hex or an ailment, or any kind of debuff or whatever. So this one you will not need to modify. This one already modifies itself. This one, however, we're going to go down here, click on this, scroll down to virtual timer, which is down, or virtual cooldown, which is down here at the bottom, and boop, and hit the plus sign. This locks it in, and then you left click on it, and then you put in your timer. So this has a 15-second cooldown, so we're going to put this for the full 15 seconds because I don't want to keep casting. There's no reason to cast it more than once in the 15 seconds. So put that on there, and you just click anywhere that saves that in. And then you got King's Invigoration, that'll cast whenever. And this casts, so this will be my spam cast. So what you do, I have that set up, I want to save it. I'm going to save this as 7 for add-on Nerf buttons. We're going to create it. If you watch here, boom, this just changed. So now, whenever I press my R key, I'll go over my King's Invigoration, Restore Essence. Like I said, it's not going to cast a debuff unless I have a debuff on it. So that is my heal setup. 1 button healing. That way I can remove this. I keep this on here just for the fact that when I'm moving sometimes and I need to target somebody else, and because if I press this button, it is on a cooldown. This is just my tag. I can just walk around just tagging everybody with this button. And well, this for some reason I guess it's not working on these targets. But anyway, so that's the heal setup. Let's go ahead and set up the DPS. Now this is button 16 right here, so I already know what button it is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw consume strength down there. Where is lacerate? Probably near the L's. Is what I would, yeah, lacerate. Flay would be next. And where is the cleave soul? Cleave soul. Alright. So these basically is another one you don't have to, because they're all on their own cooldown. So it's gonna go through all these before I could set up my I had on my warrior priest, I had my AoE on here, and it did not work out very well because it would AoE at times where I didn't, so that stays on its own button. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click save. And this is 16 for add-on Nerf buttons, create, and boom. So now, go over here and pick a fight with these guys over here. I hate how they run. That's my, I hate how this class runs. Anyways, so get close. As you watch, you see it changing. That means I set it up properly. So that's basically what it'll do. It'll just go down through here. All through. Now I could change the cooldown timers on these because if you look, these abilities, this lasts for 6 seconds. This lasts for 10 seconds. So I can change it to where, they last for the length of their cooldown. However, targets die fast. So the reason why I'd suggest you do that is because, you kill a target and these are on cooldown, they aren't gonna oh snap, that's not what I want to do. Listen, they're not going to cast again, so you might hit your next target and just keep doing cleave soul because these are on cooldown. But if you keep them just on their natural 5-second cooldown and you kill a target, they will be up for your next target, so you don't have to worry about, and you want to definitely make sure you get things like Flay up there and last rate. Actually, should I put? Well, no. I do this first because of the buff I get to my strength that increases the damage of my other attacking abilities. So it's another thing you want to pay close and pay close attention to is the order in which you have your abilities. Like consume strength, debuffs the enemy, gives you a strength buff, which in essence increases all your stuff. So and when you're DPSing in this build, your damage is going, the harder you hit, the more you're going to heal, especially with abilities like Rend Soul. So you want to make sure that you have it set up to where this buffs you, and then you go through the rest of your abilities are getting full benefit of you having that increased strength. So let's see, what else can I do with this character? Now, well, not much. This character doesn't have many abilities, so let's see. I can go ahead and get rid of all these. Once you set this up, you can't get rid of it. It's on your bar. So in order to get rid of it, you have to go in and to Nerf buttons and actually delete that sequence, and it'll clear off your bar. So we're going to put this up here in front. This is my Fist of Cain. This is my Detaunt. Patch wounds, I can get rid of patch. Well, no, I'm going to keep patch wounds on there. These are these. This is blood offering. Okay. This is stand coward. These are my 2 covenants. All right. Well, that's pretty much the setup for that. That's, like I said, it's fairly simple, really basic. It's not too hard to use. You can set up for a lot of conditions. I don't know them all, and I will shoot another video when I learn them all. However, right now, that's what I got. And it works. I enjoy Nerf buttons. It makes playing more enjoyable for me when, yeah, people, oh, you're playing cheesy mode. Yeah, maybe, a little bit. So what? Who cares? I enjoy it. I like playing this way. It makes the game funner for me when I don't have to constantly press different buttons. I have a whole slew. And that's one of the things about Warhammer Wild that I did not like was the fact that there was like a million buttons, and you couldn't set up a good sequence rotation, especially with a shaman. Just for the simple fact that, shamans utilize so many different abilities, and a lot of them were, very situational. But this character, or this game, you pretty much can set up your stuff however you want to. So, yep, there's that. I wanted to get that set up. But this is an amazing add-on. I love this add-on. This add-on is it's a fantastic add-on. It's a fantastic add-on, and I strongly suggest that people use it and don't listen to those people that are like, oh, you're using that add-on because you don't have to. It has nothing to do with skill. Nothing to do with skill at all. It does not make you any less skilled because you just don't feel like pressing the buttons. You want to just be able to just, press one button and actually do the same thing. So go ahead and put that on there. And must be higher ranked. Oh yeah, that's right. Not quite right. Anyway, my name is Third Battalion. Thank you guys for joining me in this episode on my add-ons and my sequence I use for my Nerf buttons. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them below in the comment section. I'll try to answer. I'll try to create a couple more videos, do a couple of more sequences set up. There are some for certain classes that are already like they're the kind of set standard for sequences. And if you go to the Nerf button page, you can see the sequences. A lot of them, yeah, but it's easier, I found, if somebody actually gets on and shows you how to set them up, which is why I did the video. But I'll do a couple of other videos. But it helps if you have a higher level character with more abilities. When you have a character like this, where I don't have very many abilities, I mean, it's not a lot. But yeah, I did what I could, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.